Hi, I'm Mirnel, and in this video I'm going to show you how to achieve floating labels in your Elementor form. So let's get started. Add a form. I have a container here already, so I'll search for the form widget and I will add the form. I'll split the first and the last name. First name, and I will duplicate this. Also, we don't need the placeholders, so you can remove all the placeholders in the form. Alright, and I'll add a star for these fields that are required. Last name with a star, and that's pretty much it. I'll add a phone, tel field called phone, and for the sake of example I'll add a checkbox, option 1, option 2. I'll add a radio button, radio field with 2 options, and I will add an acceptance field, acceptance. Okay, I'll make these fields of 50%, and the next thing will be to customize the form a bit. We need to make the input size a bit bigger. I'll say medium. Medium is alright for me. I will customize the label color, make it a bit lighter. Of course, you can do whatever you want with your form to match your design colors. And I will make this one light gray, maybe a bit darker. You can use your design colors, but for the sake of example I've used some color that matches the current layout. So I'll increase the gap between the rows and the columns, so we'll have some space, and increase the label spacing to 6. Of course, for the checkboxes and radio buttons I'll say 5. Okay, now we have to add some JavaScript because at the moment Elementor structure is not friendly enough to do that with CSS only, so we'll need to add a focus class with JavaScript. I'll add a HTML widget here, and I will paste the code I already created to the Elementor. So basically the code adds a class called focused whenever a field is on focused, actually when it's clicked, and removes it when it is out of focus. And I've added a class called normalize color. When the field is completed, it will normalize the color of the label. I will show that to you when we go to the next step, which is CSS. The CSS we have to add first is to position the label within the input field. So the first thing will be to go to advanced, custom CSS, and paste this CSS. We'll find all the scripts in the description below, so you can use them directly and tweak them as you wish. So actually we have position absolute, left 20 pixels. You can increase or decrease this value as you wish. Top 15, you can add 16 if you have a bigger gap. So if you have bigger fields, you can adjust this position. So the next thing will be to set up the label, the floating label. So on input we already have the class in the class called focused, added by the JavaScript. When a field is on focus, you see we already started to see something. So I set up the top positioning with -10 pixels. You can increase and decrease that as you wish. Font size 85%, sorry, and the color that matches my design. You can change, of course, this color. You can set it as a global color. And I've added a background which is the field background, which is white at the moment, and the padding because we want to avoid cutting directly from the text. And the next thing will be to add the input border. So the input border looks like this on focus. We're targeting the text area and the input focus. So it will look like this. You see the checkboxes are not included. So please ignore these errors from Elementor code editor, because the script is correct. You can test it out and it will work just fine. So you can see we have the label, we have the border, and now we have to normalize the color, which means that at the moment, after we introduce a value here, we have the label that is still colored. So I'd like to normalize that. After the value is completed, we need to add a class normalize color, which is added by the JavaScript. So change this color to a gray or whatever color there is your border, so it will match the border, or you can match it with the initial label color or whatever color you wish. So it will look kind of like this. And also I would like to add a transition, as I have here a transition for the label and for the focused area. So when the label goes up, it will be smoother. You see the transition is a bit smoother, and you can increase this transition timing to 0.6. It's way smoother, but just to make sure it is not too slow, I'll leave it at 0.4, which in my opinion is enough. So I'll publish that and I will preview the changes. So at the moment the form looks like this and works as intended. So let's say we have a phone number here. It works very well. These checkboxes are not affected. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below and subscribe to this channel, so it will help my videos to grow on YouTube. Thank you very much.